I don't know, lots of you hate snow, but we love it.
Oh, it always makes me think of what Maddie would like on her birthday.
Oh, we're going to get the kids. If this settles, we are going to build a snowman.
I have to say, we've always been very good with snowmen. Snow women.
Na, 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 na.
You look gorgeous, but...
Hang on, what did you say?
You look gorgeous.
Oh,
absolutely
you.
gorgeous. And I didn't
That's
want to say
nice.
the thing that... Could you smell the thing that I could smell just then?
Oh.
The dogs.
Why did you ruin that? You said, I look gorgeous, we've got snow, it's all perfect. Then you went, can you smell the dogs?
Because it just floated over. It was horrendous.
No, I didn't actually get it. I was enjoying the snow.
Okay, well, there's a cue. Over to the dogs. Oh, sorry, I was saying that you look lovely.
Do you like my bobble?
And then Toffee smell bombed the shot. Let's have a look. Oh, that's really nice. Okay, so it's the first dish of the day. We should say before we go into the first dish, this is a much different programme. It's a much longer programme.
Much
Longer.
You've got so much
So many
more.
treats. What's the first dish?
The first dish is beef larb.
What?
Which
Lard?
which is a Thai street food. Obviously, it's only my take on it.
Right.
It's not authentic,
Right.
but it's lovely. It's easy, and you can, as usual, turn it into vegan or vegetarian by either using mushrooms or by using corn or whatever you like.
Larb.
Larb.
Go!
Hello, 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 hello. Today I'm making something a bit unusual, something you might not have ever heard of before.
What is it?
Beef larb.
Pardon?
Beef larb. Now this is a Thai dish, apparently.
Right.
So it's not authentic, it's a twist on Thai street food. It's a spicy mince with flavoured with lemon and herbs and sambal olek.
Ooh.
Do you know what sambal olek?
I thought he played for Grimsby Football Club.
That's right, he did. He's also a chili paste.
Oh.
It's a bit more than a chili paste because it's got shrimp and stuff in it. It's incredibly tasty. Sambal olek. If you don't have that, and if you don't like spice, you don't have to use it. But I would say that this gives a lot of flavour to the dish. You could instead use sriracha. Again, sriracha doesn't have that shrimp in it that gives you that extra bit of oomph. It's one of those dishes that's done fairly quickly, but it's important that you've got everything out and with you. So, and this is the sauce that's going to go over the top of the beef once we've fried it. So a teaspoon of corn flour. What's corn flour for, Mark?
Thickening.
Thickening, see? I bet you're trying to remember a bit more now.
I am.
3 tablespoons of dark soy sauce. This isn't the place for thin or light. We want dark. Give that a little whisk in my lovely bowl.
Chi-chi. Chi-chi. Right, they're toffs. You're desperate for some esophagi, and I'm afraid they don't have esophagi even at base. Maybe they come from the I think they might come from the EU.
Teaspoon of rice wine vinegar, but you could just use normal vinegar, but obviously it's better rice wine. Teaspoon of that. And I would measure all this, guys, because it's getting that balance. Sambal olek. Oh, look at that.
Wasn't he that politician who went out with the cheeky girls?
No. What was his name? Olek.
Yeah.
And it smells of garlic, and it's fried chili and crispy chili, fried crisp. They fry the chili seeds till they're really crisp. So it's much more flavoursome than sriracha, but you can replace with sriracha. Oh, this is delicious already. Lime, and if you just roll your lime really hard like that, or if you prick it and then put it in the microwave for 10 seconds. These, you can't get them anymore, they're from Pampered Chef, but I did look on Amazon and they do have ones like them in on Amazon. And look how easy it is to get the juice out. Oh, and this isn't the juiciest of limes, it's been in the fridge a bit too long. So you want 2 to 3 tablespoons of lime juice. And that you can do to taste, depending on how zesty you like it. The zest of a lime. So actually what you should do there is use your zest of your lime that you're going to squeeze, and then squeeze that one that you've zested. Oh, it smells so... Oh, I wish you could smell that now, guys. So fragrant, salty, spicy, yummy. Okay, so that's our sauce. We have that ready. I'm just going to give a little clean up here. Look at this. Isn't this beautiful? Somebody sent it to me from the Scilly Isles. Look, Sel. And it's porcelain.
Is that how they spell sell in Cornwall?
Well, no, it's French, isn't it?
Oh.
No, yeah. So, I'm going to put a little oil in my pan. Well, maybe a tablespoon and a half. Coconut oil would be really nice here, but I don't have any, so I'm just using sunflower oil. Spring onions. Cut them on the diagonal. Part them to one side. And garlic. Now, as I always say every week, you can use as much or as little or none at all if you don't want to. A good old grating.
Beg your pardon?
Of ginger, fresh ginger. So maybe a 2 centimetre piece. That's already smelling divine. So guys, I might just do 1 clove just because it's boring to watch it. And if you're good at cutting slivers, slice the garlic really thinly. That would be so nice, but I'm not very good at that, if I'm honest. Okay, so just let that cook a little.
Sing a song of sixpence, a pocket full of rye, 4 and 20 blackbirds baked in a pie. When the pie was open, the birds began to sing.
Wasn't that the dainty thing to put before the king? Right, you can cook your...
You're going to get a bit sort of wocky now.
No.
Go on, get a bit wocky.
No, you can cook your spring onions more than that, but I really like the colour. You park your veggies over to one side.
I see that.
And then break in your beef. And this is the important bit. Don't move that beef around now. Because you want that sort of crispy savouriness that comes when it's properly fried. I'm just going to do half a box. I'll tell you why, because I don't want to waste it. Because everyone's eating here and they won't want it heated up. So I'm going to add a good sprinkle of salt. You don't have to, because there is salt in the soy sauce, but I want to. I'm going to add some pepper, not very Thai, but I like the pepper. I like the black pepper with this. So, you know, in the street markets you would see this, wouldn't you? big frying pans and cooking away and all the vegetables swiped to one side. Oh, I just love. Will we ever be able to walk in a street market again? I don't know.
Glastonbury's been cancelled.
Well, there's a surprise. Okay, so I'm going to move it around a bit and then leave it. I want it to really savoury up. So we pour over our sauce.
Smells divine.
So divine.
So fragrant.
Oh, the lime.
Could you put lemongrass in it?
Yeah, a few peas, but you could put, and don't forget, this is just a take on a beef larb. You know, if it's offensive to any proper Thai person, we're only influenced by it. But actually I was looking on a Thai website and they had courgettes and I didn't really think that would go very nicely with this, if I'm honest. It's very important that when you're making fried rice that the rice is cooled, or even cold is best. This is now 30% less starch than if I just cook the rice because it's been got really cold in the fridge for a few days, so it's lower carb, which is great. But it's so important that every single bit of the rice, every grain of rice is hot.
How do you make sure every grain is there something called the
just
grain police?
No, you just have to
send a
make
little
sure it's
man in?
really hot.
Oh, right.
So heat up that oil. I'm going to get my 2 eggs ready because this is egg fried rice. So there we go.
I always like egg fried rice because when you put the eggs in, it gets really fun, doesn't it?
Yeah, has to be really, really hot, and then do it a couple more turns to make sure. Okay, and just move it about. Okay, now I'm going to mix my rice in. Sometimes I think the egg's a bit too dry, if I'm honest. When people make egg fried rice, I like it a little softer. Oh, look at that. Delish. Delish. No, 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 no. All right. Look at that. And that corn flour on the beef, Mark will be hating this. Minced beef is my worst nightmare. But I know you guys will be loving this because people, we eat a lot of beef, minced beef in this country, and people are always looking for a different way to do it. Of course, yet again, vegans, you don't have to add the egg, and you can do all of this with mushrooms. Really, really nice with mushrooms. There you have it, and you could, of course, I would add a little of that sambal olek.
Former Liberal Democrat MP. He used to go out with the cheeky girls.
Oh, look at that. I'm excited. Oh, yummy, yummy. Oh, it's so good, guys. And you can make that with pork, with prawns, as I say, for vegans, with mushrooms. I think if you try this, it will become a real regular. I'm gonna eat the rest of this. It's off to funny shit now.
Welcome everyone to the funny shit section. This is where shit is funny.
Yes.
Funny shit.
Funny shit.
If anyone hasn't seen the history of swear words, check it out because they talk about things like the origins of the word shit and how, get a wobble, and how swear words can be used in positive ways to life affirmatory ways.
Nice.
Yeah. So let's get shit-faced.
So first of all, we'll start with Good Morning Britain with
Why not?
educations.
Yeah.
That it's in 3 parts.
Okay.
Question. Have you offered your resignation to the Prime Minister at any stage of this pandemic? Yes or no?
Our focus, my focus, is making sure that children get the best remote education while they're not in
You're the
school.
Education Secretary. I expect it to be. But have you offered your resignation?
Our focus is making sure that children return
have you
to their
offered your
school at the
resignation?
earliest possible moment. And Piers, the other thing that we're doing
Is there a problem on the line? Can you not hear me?
Mr.
Williamson,
our focus,
you seem to be totally ignoring me. I'm just asking you a straight question. Given the level of failure in your reign as Education Secretary in this pandemic, given that 92% of teachers in England want you to go, given that you're being described by the Labour Party and the Liberal Democrats as the worst Education Secretary in British history, I simply ask you, have you looked in the mirror and thought, you know what? I've done a terrible job. I'm going to say to the Prime Minister, it's time for me to step aside and let somebody more competent take over. Have you had that conversation with yourself, and have you then had it with the Prime Minister?
Piers, my one focus is making sure we deliver the very best for
focus
children.
is. You're the Education Secretary. The problem is your focus has not proven to be very good, has it?
We're dealing with a global pandemic where we've had to make decisions at incredible pace.
Getting right armpit now.
You've made a series of bad decisions, Education Secretary. Decisions that have had huge ramifications for teachers,
Gavin Williamson's
for students,
even laughing.
for parents. You've been a catastrophe. Own it.
So our focus is always about bringing children back into the classroom at the earliest possible moment when the advice is that we can do so.
For me to step aside. What would it take for you to resign?
My job is to deliver the very best for every child in this country. That's what I'm focused on. Today we're launching a Skills for Jobs programme. This is about, like so many people, yourself included, who went to Arlo College. We're very much focused on actually making sure.
Are you skilled at your job? Given you're launching a Skills for Jobs programme, are you skilled at your job? What would it take for you to resign?
So somebody said in the comments about Piers Morgan, my guy woke up and chose violence.
You wouldn't want to be in a bickering row with Piers about the kettle, would you? Because he wouldn't let it lie.
No.
It brings to mind Vic Reeves and Bob Mortar. You wouldn't let it lie, Vic.
This cracks me up.
Help me out.
Pulls her up. It's so cute.
I want to play with that monkey.
I know.
I want to climb into a treehouse with the monkey and go down a slide.
I love monkeys so much.
I love them.
That's so cute.
Shitting hell, I wish I'd married a monkey. Oh. Jesus Christ, he's seen better days, hasn't he?
Representation.
Wow. He needs the same stuff that I've used for my eye bags.
Sharon Osbourne straightening Ozzy Osbourne's hair with an iron. That's the tweet.
It looks like he's had his head taken off.
It's so funny.
That's so funny.
No one. Me after eating. Now I need something sweet. Oh God. This cracked me up. Never forget when Jimmy Fallon thought he was going to get cancelled. You know, and cancelled.
Oh, yeah.
You've done something.
But this was gigantic. This is the first time a drag queen has ever been put on the
A drag queen? A drag queen? I am the queen of drag.
This was gigantic. This is the first time a drag queen has ever been put on the
A drag queen? A drag queen?
He's looking at his whole career.
I am the queen of drag.
Everyone in the comments are like, his career flashed.
Yeah, flashed before his eyes.
Flashed before his eyes. Goodness gracious.
It's get a bit like that though. You do get a bit worried sometimes, don't you? If you're
Yeah.
using the right terminology.
Steve-O trying to stay awake during anaesthetic procedure.
Knock out most of the people most of the time, but you can't knock out the campaign.
still going. I'm still going. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. Bye-bye. Steve, wake up. Don't go.
Steve, wake up. Look at
Knock out most of the people most of the time, but you can't knock out the campaign.
I'm still going. I'm still going. No, you're not. No, you're not.
No, you're not.
Bye-bye. Steve, wake up. Don't go.
Oh, there's something disconcerting as well about that, isn't there? It's like even the most powerful Steve-O.
This made me laugh so much.
Okay.
And you got chew it as well.
What was that? I heard something over there.
Just said leaky leaky.
What was it you just said?
Leaky leaky.
Licky, licky.
And you got chew it as well.
What was that? I heard something over there.
Just said leaky leaky.
What was it you just said?
Leaky leaky.
Cut me up.
Leaky, licky.
Licky, licky.
Licky, licky.
Flu is gone because people are sticking to the rules, but COVID is rising because no one's sticking to the rules.
Wow, that's a real...
Let's try to look at all the equations.
Yeah, no, that kind of makes sense. That's kind of playing with my quantum mechanic head.
This is so funny.
Where's flu gone? I'm not of the opinion that COVID is flu at all, but I'm really curious to know, why is no one getting flu?
Yeah, I think they are, it's just not being reported.
It's confusing.
No. Me at 3 a.m. Go back, Sam. I'm going to poo alone.
Oh.
My dog, of course you are, and I'm coming with you. They're gonna come with you.
Oh, dogs are so loyal, even when you're pooing. I had to take a poo in a wood once, and Toffee was with me, and she just looked at me like that, expressionless.
They always, it's so weird.
Especially, which is odd because when she poos, she's like this.
Dad.
We're off to TikTok now.
Yeah.
TikTok is a land. It's a fictional land of weirdness and sometimes hostility. But if you wear sort of headgear, you can bounce around in it and sometimes find things that are fun.
This really made me laugh. It's like, I just want to have a moment like this again. Never thought I'd take this feeling for granted. It's being drunk.
Very much on the floor of a...
Yeah.
No?
Holding the towel.
That's very good. It's the sort of unglamorous. Yeah, very unglamorous, isn't it? Actually. Confusion.
Closing your eyes.
That's funny. I like that.
It's so funny.
I like that. As a recovering alcoholic, I relate.
My best friend looking at me. Right, in love, you know. Me.
Oh.
It's so true. You're really friends with this guy. I love you so much. It's so funny.
That was really gooey. Isn't that gooey dribble?
This is really sweet. So you know how I showed you that thing where it's like making noises and then you have to try and... This is a girl's deaf sister trying to do the noises, but obviously she can't hear that, but it's really sweet and funny. That was pretty good.
Oh, that's good, the vibration. Her face. That's pretty good. Nothing. She's lovely.
She's so sweet.
She's such a good sport.
Yeah, this is so sweet. This is an old his grandma doing the TikTok video.
Oh, wow.
And she was so happy about doing it.
Oh, don't. looks giant next to it, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Wow.
This is a spider on this girl's dog's
Good
head.
girl.
Oh.
She makes the dog panic. Wait, Richard, run!
How much scared of a spider can you be?
I like the dog.
Poor dog!
The dog's trying to run to her with her hand.
Where did it go?
It's so funny. It's the bit where Richard starts running.
Yeah, he's can't. His leg goes under it.
That's so funny. It's cracking me up
Imagine
so
if you had something in
much.
your head and someone just ran away from you so
I
violently.
know. This is so cute.
Oh.
Chihuahua.
Who was that? It was a monkey. Oh. It's an helmet.
I know, it's tiny.
It looks like it's ready for the ride.
Yeah, you know what? When they're riding. Oh, cute. She's looking at everything.
Oh. Oh God, he's so human.
He's so just relaxed.
So chilled on
It's
a
so
bike.
cute.
I went on a Ducati once. It frightened the life out of me.
Kyra's my cat. I have eyes well, that means Robinson.
An eyelash.
Fucking, you know what? You know, that's my fucking shower curtain from Japan. Stupid ass bitch.
The leg just stays in
So
the air.
funny.
Oh, that's really funny.
So this girl's boyfriend has depression.
Right.
So she keeps trying to give him little tasks in the day to keep him doing something.
Okay.
And this is just really
Can you get me a Diet Coke? This one's out. Can you get me a Diet Coke? Please.
Where are they?
They're in my bag. Butterfly bag.
He's all playing around.
Oh.
I'd like to wish you a happy Tuesday. Just a random act of kindness.
Oh, you gave me goosebumps.
Really? Oh, that's awesome.
You mean this?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know you.
No, the only reason I'm...
Women of a certain age.
Thank you. That's beautiful.
You have no idea.
Oh, really? That's awesome. The only reason I'm filming is because I'd like to ask permission to put on social media to spread happiness, other than negativity. Other than that, I've got a little saying: when it's raining, look for rainbows. When it's dark, look for stars.
I don't know what to say.
That's all right.
You have no idea. Just can't believe what I walked in here thinking I've got to put a big smile on my face. Yes.
I hope you have a great day. Dave. Dave, what's your name?
Carolyn.
Carolyn,
Nice to meet
Oh my God, it just reminds you of how meaningful it is for someone to stop we're all being driven so relentlessly through life, but to stop it and just go, whoa, hang on, just a moment of kindness.
Yeah.
It's a shock.
Why do girls always wake up like this?
Why do girls always wake up like this?
Babe, baby, babe, babe, wake up, babe, babe, wake up, babe.
Covering the face. That's so funny.
Oh my God.
This never happened to Leo, that one. I'm so confused.
Oh my.
God.
This one's so cute.
Oh my God. Huh? Oh my God.
Leah's like, what the fuck? Leah, what is he doing?
Oh my God. How slowly they're moving.
I know,
What is going on?
I don't know.
What is happening?
Oh, is it going to attack it?
Let me go. No. Everyone in the comments are like they're having a silent conversation.
So bizarre.
I know. This is so cute, but everyone says this dog is built like Danny DeVito. He's got no neck.
Fuck you, my child is completely fine. Fuck you, my child is completely fine.
So Danny DeVito.
Fuck you, my child is completely fine.
It's so cute as
Just
well.
like
Everyone
Danny
in the
DeVito.
comments says he turns his head like me when I've got a neck pain.
Yeah.
My child is completely fine.
Where he runs along.
Wait, turns his head here.
Oh, don't. I can almost feel his pain.
It's so cute. I found this really cute.
Don't get off.
No, nice.
Oh.
He's so happy about her being in his bed.
Oh. Oh.
The dog's out really bed. So
If I did that in Chi-Chi's though, I'd come out with fox shit all over me.
Dad.
No, I'd like to. But if you nuzzle into Chi-Chi, you come out with the scent of an alpha fox.
This cracks me up so much.
Thank you very much. Have a good night on the party, y'all.
He started singing. He's like,
Thank you very much. Have a good night on the party, y'all.
That's so funny.
Do you remember when I sang to the McDonald's person
Oh yeah.
at the drive-through?
Yeah. This is so cute.
Hey Evie, so yesterday I was with Marissa and we went outside to go potty and I asked her if she wanted to go to work with me. Hey Evie,
It's so cute.
so yesterday I was with Marissa and we went outside to go potty and I asked her if she wanted to go to work with me.
So beautiful.
That's how excited I get about the thought of going out.
This reminded me of Mum. Now she can never go down
Yes,
hills.
yeah, no, absolutely. She's filming. Oh, no, it's the drink. Oh, that's it, just go. It's the quickest way to get to the bottom,
It's the
really.
way she just enjoyed
Yeah,
it.
she
She's
goes
like, oh,
for
there's
it.
nothing I can do, might as well put my hands in there. Oh, so funny. Me leaving the after party thinking I'm the main character.
Where to?
Home. I'm going home.
Woman, I don't know where the fuck you live.
It's so funny. It's so true.
Show the person who saved your life, but they don't know it.
So soft eyes.
He just looks at her the whole time. It's so
I think
cute.
lots of people would kill to have a human look at them like that.
Yeah, I found this such a sweet little animation. Let's go next animation. How sweet is that? And he just does all these these animations like that.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, I know.
God.
This.
Here's the bill for the vet today. Not really sure how you're going to pay that one. You do actually live here rent-free and you buy your groceries, so, you know, maybe get a job, contribute to society a little bit. This is getting ridiculous, dude.
The way he's looking at her.
It's the little white of the eye.
It's so cute. This is
Cool.
a little kitten.
Oh.
Look at him. How cute. He's so scared of everything.
There's no noise.
I know.
Feel like Machiavelli when I pull up to the city. I sit down for me. I ain't talking about this shit. Stop me if I He called me Alice.
He's laughing.
We already know.
There's people going, there's a wave on the floor.
Minnie. I took Minnie to a meeting today.
She shit all over the mate.
It wasn't shit, it was black diarrhea.
Fabulous! Where was it somebody we hate?
I took Minnie to a meeting today.
She shit all over the mate.
It wasn't shit, it was black diarrhea.
Fabulous! Where was it somebody we hate?
I know.
What?
This is...
You look like Harrison Ford.
Oh, fuck off. I look more like Glenn Close.
No, you look like Harrison Ford. Don't you think he looks like
I
Harrison
think you
Ford?
look like fucking Betty Boobs or something.
I do. You look like Harrison Ford.
Thanks for that. I said the forbidden word then. I'm really sorry I said that word.
What?
The C word. You know, I found out that you can say anything to a woman. You mention that C word, and you suddenly get this feeling of death come over you, you know.
And this.
Hey?
Guy walks into a bar and he goes, "Hi, Frank, are you alright?" What did he say?
Everyone's like when you're so excited to tell us a joke that you forget the punchline. And the other guy was
Guy walks into a bar and he goes, "Hi, Frank, are you alright?" What did he say?
And then this is just a compilation of him not being able to speak.
We only, the trip, cracker blood, I was a nice kind friend, I just wrecked my brain cells a while. One bus that was like a global thing from Australia to fucking South Africa to fucking. That one had that busted up.
Hey! Oh my god. He's funny.
Happy guy. Oh, just a happy guy. Oh, just a look at that. Oh, the happy dog. Oh, just a happy guy. Oh, just a happy guy. Oh, just a look at that. Oh, the happy dog. Oh, just a happy.
It's so cute.
That's brilliant. There's nothing like a dog doing its tail.
Yeah.
You know, and then there's nothing like Aussie.
Go into
the bar.
What does he say?
Is that? He doesn't even scratch his eye properly. Bubbles. We've got bubbles and we've got snow.
Loving it.
It's properly and it's
bubble
settling.
is so heavy.
Go on, do your bubble forward. Bubble forward. Next section of the show. Do you know what it is? The newspapers. So what's going to be in the news today? What shit is Matt Hancock throwing at us today? What drivel is Boris Johnson whittering on about?
But as usual, we'll find you the funny, nice bits too.
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
That sound you can hear in the background. Yes, beautiful is the dishwasher. It's
It's the dishwasher.
Louder as it gets older.
Going.
Yeah.
We've got the snow. We're actually filming. We've got a garden snow watch live going on.
Toffee was watching the camera and barking as comments came up.
Oh,
it was very
if you
sweet.
missed the live, you can watch it because we'll still post it up.
So it's the news headlines, and in this crammed show, it's a crammed show.
Well, why don't I start with a nice puppy story?
Oh, puppies!
Because look at those puppies.
Oh.
It took me back, this picture, to when we picked up Toffee.
Oh, don't.
And I fell in love. Do you remember when you walked through the door and I was like, I was shaking as I took him to my... And this is the Duchess of Cambridge's brother, who's just had this litter because, of course, they lost their beloved dog Lupo. And she was absolutely devastated by the loss of this dog. So she's having this puppy. Is it identical? Same colour, same ring?
Yeah.
Would this appeal to you? I don't know. So earlier on this year, Cadillac, General Motors, put out an animated film of what their flying car is going to look like, what their flying Cadillac's going to look like.
Right.
Imagine that, though. I think you'd be so excited about it. Sharon Osbourne's first on the list.
Right.
But not so she can avoid traffic, but so that she can peer into people's hotel rooms.
Oh, right. Okay,
But can you imagine how much that's going to cost?
How will that work?
Won't the traffic just be in the sky?
Yeah, but also you've got air traffic control. I don't think it's as simple as getting... I mean, Amazon have talked about drones. I think Uber have talked about flying taxis. I think they have to happen before we can get that. I mean, yeah, it would be lovely to be in a flying car.
We should look for this film, though.
Yeah.
Dragon's Den, Duncan Bannatyne. Look at him on his holiday.
He's trim.
And
so he should be with his gym.
He's got a whole thing of gyms, hasn't he? And people are going mad at him for just flying off on holiday.
Oh, right,
and he said, oh no, UK guidelines. I flew from my 5 million villa in Portugal.
Do people have no sense of what the optics on things look like?
It's just... Yeah, I mean, you just don't care about what that might feel like to people.
Yeah, no, exactly. I thought this might interest you. Michael Mosley, who you've got as much of a crush on as you have John Campbell. I don't know what it is that you have such a thing about the medical establishment, don't you? Apparently, press-ups boost the vaccine hit. One of the 5 bits of advice is to exercise your arms. In a study from University of Birmingham a few years ago, it showed that if you do press-ups after a flu jab, you developed a stronger immune response. So, get your jab and immediately get down and give me 100.
You know, when we were kids and we used to have a lot of vaccines because we used to fly out to the Middle East a lot, they would always say that Mum would always get us walking down the street doing all this stuff. But I haven't heard that.
But if you think about it, it probably pumps it around the body
and
rather than it just staying localised.
You don't get such a sore arm.
My mum had an arm the size of a football. Probably
no, she didn't.
That's what she said.
Just a little nod, because we have got, I've been going on about this, Mark. We have got a living legend at the moment, and we should all be watching and applauding him and putting pressure where we can. This I don't know what his first name is, Navalny, you'll all know that name, the Russian dissident who was poisoned by the thug that is Putin and was medevaced over to Germany.
He's a dissident from Putin's perspective, but he's a freedom fighter.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so anyway, he managed to survive the poisoning. He was in screaming agony. This man is so brave. Anyway, last week we saw him fly back as soon as he was standing and able, flew back to Russia. We saw him kiss his wife, possibly for the last time. They diverted the plane, didn't they? Arrested him immediately, put him in jail for initial 30 days. And basically his crime was he didn't die when they tried to kill him. And this is true selflessness. It makes me emotional.
Yeah, no, it was amazing.
I'm just so in awe of this man. He's left his wife, his children, everything. He's surely going to die. He's surely going to be tortured because he is so committed to the future of Russia and his people. And people have come out in their thousands. And of course, they're being brutally arrested, thrown in jail. But I just think we've just got to keep talking about this extraordinary man. Well, and you know, what needs to happen is the Western world need to put in sanctions to the richest of the rich Russians. We're all hiding their money here and all over the world. But of course we're too scared, and we should be scared because Putin will probably just come over and poison a few of us.
Well,
so it's a horrendous
I think Putin will do far more than that if we go in there hard. Yeah. It's probably one of the most fragile diplomatic situations you could hope for. On the one hand, he's achieved exactly what his going back was hoped to achieve, people mobilising demonstrations and opposition to Putin, and yet Putin has every single conceivable piece of armoury pointing at the West. If we do anything,
he'll have us. Do you know he's stolen $200 billion from the Russian people?
Doesn't surprise me at all.
Look at this. This is unbelievable. You're going to love this, guys. So look at this woman here. She's a council worker, and she's going through the recycling and photographing what is in the bag. She goes right down to the bottom, she takes every bit out, stands back, takes another load of photos. People are absolutely outraged by this and saying that actually, this is a Tory council, it's incredibly creepy, outrageous behaviour, deploying litter snoopers at the height of the pandemic. I mean, really?
It's ridiculous.
I mean, are you kidding me?
Yeah, no, it's about like priorities, guys.
This is
priorities.
Wandsworth. This is in Wandsworth.
Oh, there you go.
Priorities. I've got some good news for people working at home. 56% of home workers are now working in bed. I've got some good news beyond that. In that actually accredited counsellor Kerry Quigley says that actually it's a good thing.
Right.
And it can help you feel safe and calm and productive. So if you are spending your day in bed, it's fine. But chiropractor Paul McChristen says be careful. Get up, stretch around, move around a bit, otherwise you could get stiff, achy joints.
Now,
Don't know why that tickled me that. I can make them feel good about staying in bed.
None of us have enjoyed Trump's gaffes more than us. We loved it when George W. Bush did them. But I think in the spirit of fairness and objectivity, the Sun has a few Biden boobs, as they call them, and here's 4 of them just for starters. He said, it's a 3-letter word, jobs. We choose truth over facts. Truth over facts, they're both the same thing.
Exactly.
I've known 3 presidents intimately. My friend, Barack America.
Okay, moving on. This is a funny one.
Yeah, it is. Is it? I can tell. I'm laughing.
Saoirse and Kate Winslet.
Right.
Okay, so they're in this film together.
Yes. Oh, the
period drama where they are lesbian lovers.
Yeah.
And
Ammonite.
Yeah, and Saoirse says.
Saoirse.
Sorry. Are you sure it's Saoirse?
Absolutely, promise.
Saoirse
Ronan.
So she says, sex with Kate Winslet was the best 25th birthday gift I could have asked for.
Right.
So Kate had got the director to change the filming day to her birthday, to her 25th birthday.
To whose 20th? Oh, to Saoirse's?
Yeah. For the sex scene.
What, as a gift?
Well, but this is what I find so odd about it. And she said she couldn't have had a better gift. So they had a couple of glasses of Prosecco before. And then the director said to them,
get on with it.
Just create. So just do whatever you want. So they had this full-on lesbian sex scene that they really, really enjoyed. It was really, really beautiful. They loved it. The chemistry was extraordinary. She'd never had a better birthday. Are you finding this odd?
Incredible. I can't. Well, I'm doing that thing that men do when women tell the story, because you could go one or two ways with this. It's brilliant. It's life affirming. I'm like, well, to me it sounds bonkers.
Yeah.
What I did there.
She said, I had a wonderful time. I've never done a sex scene so intense and full on before. But to be able to do that with her, I felt really safe, like we were going anywhere with it.
Oh. They were definitely going back in time.
You see, I would feel exactly the same about this if it was a man and a woman. It's not that it's gay sex.
No, it's
heterosexual as well. To say it's the best birthday present to do a sex scene with somebody that isn't your lover, I find that odd. But this, I thought this was quite interesting. That Kate Winslet said that it was the first time, it struck her, it was the first time that there was ever equal power in a sex scene for all the sex scenes she'd ever done.
Well, that's really
and she was
interesting.
kicking herself that she'd never thought of that in any of the sex scenes she'd done before.
Wow, and she's done a few, Kate.
Yes, she has.
She's done a few. Well, funnily enough, believe it or not, I've got a sex scene story too, and it's a bit about Keira Knightley, who says she will not film any more sex scenes with male directors because it makes her feel very uncomfortable. Now, forgetting what you think about Keira Knightley, I think that's absolutely fine. I think that's totally appropriate.
It's like I only want a female gynaecologist and a female nurse to do my smear, and I always get told off for that. And they say it's sexist. I say, no, it's what makes me comfortable. It's fine.
I love how swiftly we got to your smear there. That was quite something.
Don't forget your smear, girls.
Yeah. Oh Christ! I wondered who you were talking to. I was thinking, has someone just walked into the kitchen? So I'm not a massive fan of Keira Knightley, but I think that's more than fair. Now, artists, film directors be like, I'm going to be there because I'm the director. Absolutely, I get that. But you always use second unit directors. You can always use a female crew member, female DOP, whatever. I think whatever your lead actor wants, they're the one making themselves vulnerable. Yeah.
Exposing.
Well, literally. But at least they were having some fossil fun, eh? You may have seen on the Popcorn Junkies Instagram account, Kenneth Branagh is slated to play Boris Johnson. Now, a number of people said, who wants to watch that after everything we've been through? I think with an actor like Kenneth Branagh and picking up the story of Boris Johnson, I think we're going to want to watch it. I think it'll be very compelling. And there's just another story that I've got here that I thought you'd be interested in, Nads.
Yeah.
Pass for use by date. Don't worry, it's much better to sniff and taste.
Absolutely.
There's going to be a national initiative to promote best before over best by asking people to judge the edibility themselves.
People just throw stuff away all the time, and there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
And we've got, just tons and tons of unnecessary food waste. It's such a shame. And
one other one, Leo, vibe feeler out there, my darling, if you're watching, you've just developed as an artist so immeasurably over this period of lockdown. But there is a diverse and growing crowd finding solace in isolation through pencil, paper and a model on screen. So life drawing, online life drawing.
Classes?
Yeah, lots of classes everywhere.
One of those,
and I think we should maybe do one.
I'd love to do
the
that.
thing is, you'll giggle at the back of class, won't you? Like you do
look,
about all these things. And one final silly one. We're loving it. There's no fantastic.
Loving it.
We're loving it. Like Brits are going nuts for fancy Japanese loos. Do you remember you were talking about the toilet?
We saw loos the other day.
Tells us off the other day.
Yeah.
Japanese loos that glow in the dark, open and close automatically, and flush themselves have been a surprise lockdown smash. And have you seen? There's now one where they have a sandwich toaster next to it.
Oh, Mark, you're making me feel sick. Sandwich toaster next to a toilet.
Yeah, I think that's really unhygienic.
What's that? That's a great picture. £20,000.
B, I spent £20,000 on My Little Pony hobby. She's not horsing around.
That's a
27-year-old got her first plastic pony when she was 3. Oh, bless her. And there she is. With
What a
all
great
of her
pic.
My Little Ponies. I used to buy my first girlfriend Care Bears. Do you remember them?
Brilliant.
There you go.
Thank you.
And where are
Lovely.
we off to now?
Where are we off to now? Who knows?
This new, fully fledged damn show. I haven't got a clue.
Everyone's going to be asking where this coat is from. I know you lot. It's from Free People. Mark bought me it for Christmas.
I did. It
Lovely,
looks
isn't it?
so nice on you.
I love
And with
it.
your bobble hat, you look like you're out of a magazine. You almost look like you could be off the telly.
Oh.
Almost like a TV cook.
Oh.
Almost like you could make really delicious, tasty desserts.
Oh, and I'm making a gorgeous cake today. One I've never made before. And it's from one of the old Bake Off cookery books.
Ooh.
Bit of a hit. Explain to them what that is. I jumped out my skin when I came in today. This is one of the presents that I bought for Mark for Christmas. And oh my God, as I walked in through the door, he looked so ghostly. What's it from? Dune. Okay, I am making a cake that I've never made before. And it's from the Great British Bake Off, an old one. I've had this book and I've never made a single cake out of it. And I thought, I want to make something a bit different, and I want to make something I haven't made before. So you can cook along with me with this. It's praline topped tray cake, and in the middle, it's quite likes the sound of this. It's got a brown sugar, cinnamon, and coffee sort of filling, and then on top, it's got a sweet almond praline-ish topping. You've got 225 grams of softened butter, 225 grams of caster sugar, 225 grams of flour, self-raising, 4 eggs, half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Da-da-da. We've got 85 grams of soft dark sugar, and I think if you can use the soft dark sugar because that will give a more of a caramelly middle. 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. Now, I wasn't sure about this when I read the recipe. That's why I'm really keen to try it, because I don't know if cinnamon and coffee are going to go together, but we should never be too prejudiced about mixing things up, because maybe, it's supposed to be 1 teaspoon. 2 teaspoons of instant coffee. How weird is this, right? Just like that. We're going to miss the Christmas tree next Sunday. Straight away, all in one sponge. So if it's cake o'clock and you're feeling like, I just can't be bothered, you've got to admit, this is really easy. back over here. Right, now, as I've said to you loads of times, guys, haven't I? When you're doing a when you're using a recipe, it's really important that you use the right tin, the size that they say, because obviously it will cook at a different time. But I don't have a rectangular 20 by 25, so this is 22 by 22. So we're going to put half our mixture in. My God, already I'm wondering about this recipe. Do you know why?
No.
Well, if this was going to be 5 centimetres longer, there wouldn't have been enough cake mix, would there? What would a bigger one have been like? Okay, so you're supposed to put half in first and then sprinkle this bizarre mixture as you're filling. I mean, I'm trying to imagine what would happen to this. Will this go melty and toffee-like? Might end up being absolutely wonderful, we don't know. So then we put the rest of our cake mixture. Put that in. So that goes in now for 30 to 35 minutes. I think it's going to be more likely 35 minutes because it's a bit thin now. Okay, let's have a look. Been in there 35. Oh, it's risen beautifully. Oh, that's really nice. I feel like I'm in an episode of The Bake Off. Perfectly clean. There you go. That means it's ready. The other thing to do though is with a cake is to always have a listen, and if it's singing too much it might need another. Oh, it's singing a fair bit.
Is it singing better than you? Is it more melodic?
No, it is totally clean. No, that's done. It smells lovely, doesn't it, Mark? Oh, that's really nice. We'll let that cool down a bit and then we'll do the praline topping. Praline topping, praline topping, praline topping that we love to top. Praline topping, praline topping. I suddenly had this sudden urge to just tear into that cake and eat it hot
with my
bare
bare
teeth.
very sexual. Action.
Okay, so I've got 2 tablespoons of boiling water here, and to it I am adding half a teaspoon of coffee granules. That's because that's what they've told me to do.
Even more coffee. This is my kind of cake.
Yeah, actually, I hadn't thought of that.
Why not?
So now in a frying pan, we pour in our coffee and water. How weird is this?
Wow.
150 grams of icing sugar. Put that in. Weird, isn't it? Weird recipe.
What do you make of it, Baron?
And then it says, add the icing, stir well until smooth, then add the almonds. Okay, so we've got to stir this till it's smooth, but then it says, put the almonds in and don't stir it, just swirl it. Grams of flaked almonds. I love this recipe, it's so weird. And this is when they say swirl it for 1 to 2 minutes.
You're making a sort of glaze, aren't you?
Yeah. I can't not do it!
You're always telling people not to stir.
No, but I want to get all the nuts covered in all the stuff.
That's what last time I said that, I got into all sorts of trouble.
Carefully move the pan back and forth constantly to swirl the mixture, rather than stirring it until it bubbles up, there we go, and forms a light caramel. I think that's it. It's bubbled up and because they don't want, yeah, there we go. That is definitely bubbled with a light caramel.
It is.
So now we're going to pour it. Can you see, Mark?
Yeah.
presumably now you just let that sort of set and get all sticky. Well, let's see how it turns out. I love trying new cakes. Topping's lovely. I think you're going to like this, Mum.
Coffee and sugar.
My mum will love this.
Not as much as me.
I'm afraid it's not vegan. They won't be getting any.
You do. Why are you just going straight in? Hang on.
Because I'm a bit pissed. I just filmed the Lisa Love section of the show. And she was having wine and I was having Jack Daniels. Oh, I didn't cut it very well. Look at that.
You sound like you're already eating it before you're eating it.
I think that's one of the nicest cakes I've ever made. I'm not joking at all. That is stunning. An utterly stunning cake. The coffee, the caramel, the nuts, the sponge. Wow.
Okay.
And you know what? You know how I wasn't sure about the cinnamon with the coffee?
Yeah.
It actually both enhances the flavour.
Wow. Where are we off to now?
Come on, put this in your mouth.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Isn't it gorgeous?
That's lovely.
Off the book!
Book of the week.
Book of the week.
What is it?
It is The Girls
by
Emma Cline. It is about a woman in middle age who's a bit clearly disaffected and doesn't know what to do with her life. We don't know any of her backstory. She's staying at a friend of hers' house in the California hills while he's away, and she hears a sort of intruder, and she suddenly thinks, oh my goodness, she's supposed to be having a time by herself to sort of get her life together, and she hears what she thinks is an intruder, and what turns out to be the person who she's staying with's son, who brings home his girlfriend and who she knows vaguely. And so therefore the panic dies down. They have a drink, they talk about the past, and as they're sort of talking, the girl hardly says anything. She's much younger than the boy. Suddenly the boy, in the conversation with his girlfriend, says, oh my goodness, this is the lady from the cult. And then I can imagine this as a film version, it backpedals enormously to the time when the main character, who's a woman staying in the house, Evie Boyd, it backpedals to her 14-year-old self, who was caught up in a cult, which is, it's difficult to say this without, it's based loosely on the Manson cult,
right? But
there are many differences.
So is it a book about a woman's remembrance of her membership of a cult triggered by the arrival of these people?
Exactly.
Right.
Couldn't have put it better.
Okay.
It's only loosely based on the Manson thing, though, so that you're not given certain details have changed, and a lot of details, in fact. So you're only given a slightest sort of thing of gruesomeness. Quite a lot of sex, so I'd tell people to sort of, I mean, it's told in the sex is told in a very sort of, not gratuitously, it's told just as it was. This was what things were like. But because she's only 14 at the time she gets taken into the cult, she's the youngest member there. So the sex that does happen to her, and I say happen to her rather than she, engenders it, is slightly shocking. What it offers is an escape from a suffocating feminine malaise of insecurity and need. And that's as a 14-year-old. What she's brilliant at is getting across how all these women, a load of women, could be affected by a man who he didn't put a gun to their head. He didn't. He did it all by coercive control, which is very big at the moment, but it wasn't even recognised in those days. And it's one little sort of ineffectual man dominating loads and loads and loads of girls. There are a few men, but not many. And what she's brilliant at, brilliant. And I don't think I realised when I read it the first time. And maybe it wouldn't do for everybody, but anybody who's now a middle-aged or older woman will be fascinated to look back at their 14-year-old selves. And I'd be absolutely amazed if they couldn't see bits of themselves in this girl. Yeah. I mean, okay. I mean, funnily enough, I was going to say, okay, most people don't join a cult, but I do remember my mother actually saying, if there'd been a cult, Diane, you would have joined it.
Right.
Because in the sense that one is rebelling as much as anything else. All the grown-ups are completely either ineffectual at best or vicious at worst. So you can understand why these kids do what they do.
Right. Was it very much, like you said, a trip back in time for you?
Absolutely. Not so much to do with, people will think, oh, gratuitous because of the murders, but not at all because of that, but because we were so disaffected. We were against our parents, but we didn't know why. In a way that people can say, oh, well, kids of today rebel against their parents. They do, but not in that same way. I mean, I rebelled against my parents for their suburbanism. She rebels against her mother. And I feel so sorry for the mother, because the mother's just come out of a divorce with a completely idiot father. And is desperately, because it's California, trying to throw herself into every type of new age, gestalt, peppermint tea, acupuncture, every type of ism that you can think of. And she's desperate to stay friends with her daughter. And her daughter goes from thinking that her mother's a bit sad to hating her. Right. And she really does end up hating her. And readers, I have to say this to you, subs, I started to hate my mother. And it's a dreadful thing to admit, but I did. I hated the fact that she was trying to control me, and I thought of myself as a free spirit. And this girl thinks of herself as a free spirit. But she does not know what to push herself towards.
Is it more relevant to a baby boomer, or do you think there's something in there for younger readers too?
Yes, because the 14-year-old girl in many respects reminds me of our 14-year-old girl, you know, the youngest of our daughters and granddaughters, is this raging against not knowing what you want, not being given, I mean, forget the pandemic, but just generally, not knowing how to position themselves in society, being totally judged on their appearance, and that's much worse now. So this is very, very big in this book.
So really relevant to a younger female
really relevant now to what's going on now. Beautifully written, and I take it back completely. I mean, some people will find it slightly overwritten, but I think that works totally. This is an absolute find. And please, please read it. Don't give up on it, and read it all the way through. And then read it again. And I can honestly say that quite a few of the reviewers said they read it again and got even more out of it the second time. It's her first book, and I think she's only written short stories since. Yeah. But she's definitely, Emma Cline is a reader to watch.
This is really exciting, Nads. This is a new section of the show. What is it?
Oh, this is Lisa Loves. Basically, Lisa and I have a bit of a drink on a Friday night, do a Skype, and she tells me all the places that she's loved to shop from this week, because she's a shopaholic, and she's sharing them all with you too. Hiya! Oh my God, this is so cool. I'm having tea and Coke. What are you having?
I've got wine.
Oh, rosé.
Little rosé.
A little rosé.
No, if you stick a fork or a spoon in the end of the glass, it stays fizzy. Did you know that?
Yeah. So, subs, family guests, VIPs, this is our new section of the No Name Sunday Show. From either called Shopping with Lisa, or somebody suggested yesterday, Lisa, and I thought this was really nice, Lisa Loves ... because then it could be clothes, food, TV shows, anything.
Tom Hardy. I love Lisa Loves. Shopping with Lisa's shopping with Lisa. Lisa Loves. Gotta be
Lisa Loves.
Well, I think we should call it I Love Lisa.
I love Lisa. I mean, it was like I was saying when I suggested we do this tomorrow. I said to Mark, you've got no idea how often I ask Lisa for advice. And I was saying this on the live last night. And the subs were saying, oh, do you think we could get to a point where we actually say to Lisa, I'm looking for such and such. Say, for instance, I need a tassel.
Yeah.
Where would I get a tassel? tassel, you know, and
like
that.
Exactly. Should we start with Marcy and her tassels?
Oh, have you gone somewhere where you can get tassels?
I've got somewhere that's got tassels.
Oh, right. I was just plucking that out of the ether.
God, you can't believe about the tassels. I can't believe you even said tassels. I've been looking for tassels for ages to go on stuff that it's like a massive long story. So the pieces that I've learned through lockdown that I'm making, you know, those little bits that you want to add to it and do something else. So anyway, I was looking for tassels on eBay for ages. I remember seeing Marcy on Marcy's Design. She made
an Instagram.
She's an Instagram person. She's an upcycle person. What I do love about Marcy is that she can get any kind of rubbish from a skip and turn it into something absolutely fabulous.
And so was she somebody you discovered in lockdown, this account?
Yeah, in lockdown, discovered her through another Instagram person who I'll talk about later. And I just thought, oh my God, she's incredible. And my friend Dina goes, well, try Marcy. You know, Marcy Designs is just amazing. So on her lives and on her stories, you'll see that she's found this knackered old unit. And the whole process of her going through a whole process of sanding it down, wallpaper, and not only can you buy it at the end, you can actually go, I can make that myself. Hang on a minute, what thing have I got around the house that I can change? Sometimes she'll only have like 3 bits on and then they'll go because they sell so quick.
Follow her.
Yeah, she's amazing. So anyway, going back to the tassels with the Marcy, I was like, I'm sure I saw her make tassels because I'm just looking at really crap ones.
What did you want a tassel for?
Well, she was doing tassels on big balls for Christmas. Right. She was leopard skinning them and just making them so amazing. So anyway, so I went on her Instagram and looked at her little stories, and there it was, how to make a tassel. And I was like, yeah. So I actually made my own tassel, and it was brilliant. Oh, and you can go on her stories and she'll just show you exactly how to make a tassel.
So you would 100% say, follow Marcy if you're into upcycling, if you're into crafting.
Yeah, crafting, upcycling, and learning. She does so many workshops. I mean, she taught me how to make your chair. And the best thing about Marcy is that you can just message her and go, this ain't working, well. And she goes, well, why? Because I think she's from Bristol, and she's like, why don't you just get the strips?
And every time I look at my chair, I think about that. I think about how you put them all in and took them out again because you didn't like the way they were.
Like the way they were. It was like that one's
okay, so she's a definite person to follow, and I think she hooks in quite nicely to another Instagrammer that you introduced me to, who I love,
Muck and Brass. Zoe from Muck and Brass just saved my sanity through lockdown. She does workshops galore. I did crafting every single day, just learning things. And I thought, and I hate it when people go, oh, do you learn a new skill on lockdown? You know, I was one of those annoying people, and I'm really proud of it.
Hang on a minute. Anyone that says that's annoying is because they didn't do it. I think it's brilliant. I was really proud of you, the way you just turned it around. You were so joyful through lockdown.
The best thing about Zoe and her classes, if you go down, so, you know, we all went there and I was like, oh my God, I was a little bit starstruck actually, because I've been following her for so long. And I don't get started. And I was like, oh my God, she's there. And then she comes in, the first words were, what wine do you drink? And I was like, you go through that has wine and cake. So I learned with my friend Dina gilding. So my gilding thing was I saw my unit in IKEA, bog standard unit, and I thought, God, it's really boring. That unit's so boring. I know. So I zipped back to Marcy's as well. What has Marcy gilded lately? And she did a big ziggy on her.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought I can do that, you know. So again, followed her thing. Got all the stuff from Zoe. You can buy all the glue, all the gilding stuff.
That's the great thing about her. She just sells directly, and she's a very moral person, isn't she?
Yeah.
She's very decent. She's like not there to rip people off. She shares in other people that are great. She's a real woman's woman. I love her character. That's what I love about social media. When you find a small business, and then you get to fall a bit in love with that person who runs it. Subs, you might remember my beautiful napkins with all the
all the napkins.
Yeah,
you can adult napkins, or you can get kitsch napkins.
Having a wine and a quiche.
I know. You can get quiche napkins. They're really nice. Or you can get kitsch napkins, and you can.
So if you had to describe, if you had to use 3 words to describe her style, I mean, kitsch would definitely be one. 2 more.
Bonkers. Creative.
Yeah.
Genius.
I would definitely, guys, I don't know the previous one, Marcia, but I'd definitely say follow Muck and Brass.
But Muck and Brass sells so many things. They sell mugs, cushions, they sell lamps,
t-shirts, great t-shirts,
t-shirts, and just her stuff is insane. If you want something different and not just and I'm not everyday high street. I'm always looking for something different. And she's the one. It's quirky, not expensive, helpful.
Unique.
If you go on her website and you go right to the bottom, you can go on her live workshops, and you can download the things that you need for the workshop. So it'll be live.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Do it, and it's all free, and all the kids, and she's been doing like really weeny kids things.
Okay, so she's your number 2. Who's your number 3?
Right, my number 3 is a company called Earth to Earth. Now, I stumbled across this company because you know, as mad as I'm like talking and we get up to all sorts, I am a makeup artist, and sometimes I do forget, like, actually I need to be posting more about products and makeup, and here's tutorials, but that's not me. But when I do see a product that I absolutely love, I like to talk about it. So Earth to Earth.
You actually sent me their stuff. I've got their cream beside my bed. I absolutely love it.
Oh my God, their stuff. The most thing what I love about Earth to Earth is that they plant trees. So every time you buy something from their website, you can add £1.10. I mean, that's not even a cup of coffee. You can add £1.10 to the checkout bit, and that £1.10 plants a tree. Guess how many trees they plant a month at the moment? 40 trees a month. Can you what that's doing to the planet? Their big hamper is like 35 quid, but their stuff, their face cloths, they're eco, they're all environmental friendly. Their eco face cloth for £1.50. Their glove cloth for £2. Their body washers are from £5. But it's all stuff that they've made themselves. I mean, I'm looking at your arm now with all the eczema and stuff. Exactly. It's just amazing. Their body oils range from about £9, and body washes, and only from about £5 upwards. And it's really good, earthy. I know it says earth. Really earthy, but I love it, and I am passionate about, as much as we drink, and I try and recycle and do all that kind of stuff, but having stuff in jars, like they've changed all their stuff, and their refills that you can then refill up, so they're really anti-plastic. Absolutely love them. That's
blimey. Well,
organic.
That's an emphatic recommendation, guys. There's no grey area there. Lisa loves Earth to
Earth, cruelty and vegan free.
Vegan free?
Yeah.
Vegan friendly.
Actually, I meant vegan friendly, not vegan free. What the hell am I talking about?
Cheers, my dears.
Cheers. Lisa.
What's number 4? And this isn't in order of preference, guys.
No,
This is just we're going to it. She loves all these things. Lisa loves. She puts the arse into class, Lisa does, when it comes to her products. So what's next? Who's next?
Next one is a brilliant company called Adorn You.
Oh yeah, I've got their lovely makeup brushes.
Their makeup brushes. Now again, they're vegan, cruelty free. All their metal on their brushes are sustainable. Their bristles are vegan bristles, cruelty vegan bristles. But the best thing I like about these, and not only is she called Lisa, because it's such a great name, she's called Lisa. I use Adorn You makeup brushes all the time.
She uses Adorn You
makeup brushes all the time.
You know what? Adorn You.
You know what?
Get another Jack Daniels way there.
So am I just talking to myself then? All right.
Adorn You.
So she's from Wiltshire.
Where?
Wiltshire.
That's not a place, Lee.
Wiltshire.
Wiltshire. I don't think there's anywhere called Wilkinshire.
It's Wiltshire. Wiltshire. See, Wiltshire. Listen.
Wait a minute. Is she from Wilkinshire or Wiltshire?
Wiltshire.
Oh God.
She's from. Listen, so the best thing about these brushes are, I could never be on This Morning, could I, and do something sensible?
Oh, you're great.
It just wouldn't work.
Why would you want to be on This Morning anyway when you can be on the No Name Sunday show?
Well, the best thing about her brushes are you can get them engraved. So I've got mine with Lisa on, and I've bought them as presents. I bought them for my friend Shelvis with a little heart on, and you can put little stars on. But equally, I did message her and I said, can you write really rude stuff on there as well? And she said,
like what?
I don't know.
Up yours.
Up yours.
Sod off.
Fanny. Or do you know what?
And blow off.
Exactly. So anyone that you've got as a friend, you could, you know, that you have like this little I proper hiccup then with my wife. Oh my God, this is really going well, isn't it? So I'm trying to be sensible. She said, yeah, you can write rude things. She goes, I don't advertise it. So, you know, so you can write Fanny or whatever.
But why would anyone want to write Fanny on a makeup brush?
I could have been calling you Fanny for like, how long have I known you? 20 loose women.
Yeah.
So 21 years I've known you.
Fanny face.
Oh,
it doesn't matter whether she's making up Angelina Jolie or me. She goes, yeah, I've done her mush.
I know. I asked David Cameron once what he was doing at the weekend. He started laughing. He goes,
him.
He goes, I don't think anyone's ever asked me what I'm doing at the weekend. You can write good words. They're cruelty free, and they come. You can get this travel brush tub, which is brilliant, and it's got gold, like rose gold and black. They're eco-friendly. Their single brushes around £15, and their signature set is £45.
And what do you get in that?
6 brushes, and it comes in this beautiful box, and they're all engraved with Fanny on them or whatever you want on them. Marcy, Muck and Brass, Adorn You, Earth to Earth, and now my final one is a little personal one, actually, because it's my mate, and I'm not doing it just because it's my mate, but it's Luxess. Now,
I love Luxess. I post about her all the time.
I know.
She's a one-woman show, and she's brilliant. And she's the one who's printing up all my charity T-shirts.
Everything that, you know, I used to buy jumpers and stuff, and she used to look at it because she is she does design and pattern cut, and she's so creative. It's untrue.
So new, guys. She literally started the week before Christmas.
But her sweatshirts are amazing. The quality, as you know,
really good.
Oh my God, they're so fleecy on the inside and they're so thick, and she can customize to whatever you want. She does hoodies. She's London based, so they're not sent off from wherever and you wait ages for whatever. She does this brilliant Tiger King one, which you've got,
and I've got the Thunderbolt
and the Thunderbolt one. But what I love about her, so she'll do a tiger and then you'll just see a little word on there that'll say King. So it's all the little quirky little things.
And she does really nice prints.
Yeah, she does prints. She does photo frames with these gorgeous iridescent kind of like gilding kind of shine on them. Just so creative, and it's free shipping over £50. And their size guide on her website is brilliant. So you should always look at the size guide. Nobody does that. Picture frames. She does tote bags. She does ones with love, hate on. And she's just brought out the Valentine range. Now, the clever thing that she's done about this is that she's done like love at the arm, or a heart with a safety pin, all these sort of quirky things, but you don't have to just wear it for Valentine. You can wear it after, because it just says love. But the person, men out there, can go on her website and think, oh, how cool is that? She's got a love up her arm and a heart, and that can be for Valentine, but equally that can be all year round after Valentine.
Those are Lisa's loves for this week.
I'm a serial shopper.
She is. It's a problem. She needs help.
It's a real problem. Glass of wine, go on the internet, find these websites. You'll be amazed. You'll be blown away. Lisa loves.
And we love Lisa.
Bye!
That was so good.
Oh, you're never going to believe it. Guess what? It's even been caught snowing in the Sahara this week. Yeah.
Not good.
There were beautiful shots of sand dunes with snow all over them.
Seriously?
And like any good sand dune, and now snow, Teddy talks.
And he takes us on a bit of a
curious
magical
journey.
tour around an odd sort of story.
Yeah.
It's an interesting start for where it ends up.
Yeah.
But we loved it. So, Dad.
Yeah.
What have you got for us today in Teddy Talks?
I'd like, memory, the games and tricks memory plays against us. I would like to ask you, do you remember the first time you had a kipper?
Mum. No, but I remember that I loved kippers.
Yeah.
And I now desperately want a kipper, and I miss one. I miss them. I want brown bread, tomato and kipper.
But I was sitting here thinking, Bobby was cooking some kippers, and I was thinking, when was it the last time I had a kipper? 75 years ago.
Wow.
In the city of Bethlehem.
Oh.
Wow.
Jordan was not famous, being on the edge of the desert, was not famous for its fish. But Palestine was. And we went from Jordan to visit our cousins in Bethlehem. And in their house there was this little barrel with kippers in it.
Oh.
And I could not tear myself away from it. I was a little boy, but kippers. Mom, what's that? She said, don't worry, I'll get you one before we leave.
Oh.
And she did.
Oh.
It was memorable.
But isn't a kipper a smoked fish?
Yeah. But it was an industrial thing. Again, in Jordan, we were not too close to industry. And these people were close to sort of the sea, the Mediterranean, the Italians, and therefore had better things. And that's where I had my first kipper. 75 years ago.
And obviously it was memorable.
Memorable.
Why?
Because of Tank to Help.
Can't really work out where this one's going.
You can't eat food like that. And I kept eating it, and I said, you can't eat food like that. But because we are connected with the theatre as a family, I had a couple of memories from backstage, you know. I remember doing a play at the Royal Court. Our leading man was a Scottish actor who was brilliant, but he was at the age, like me, of beginning to forget a bit. And I had a scene with him, you know. At the end of that scene, I would walk across the stage. Then at the Royal Court, you have to go downstairs. If you want to get to the other side of the stage, you have to go downstairs, walk underneath the stage, and come up again to appear whenever you are needed. So we finished the scene. I walked downstairs. With time and rehearsal, you begin to time yourself, you know. And it ended up being about 6 minutes, you know, across, down, under the stage, a little chat on the way, up the spiral staircase, and you're ready to go in. And you almost time it to the second, you know. And one night, I was doing this down, you know. I met a fellow actor. I was having a chat when I suddenly, but we did 2 minutes passed. Suddenly, I heard my line, my cue.
Oh no.
Oh no.
And the old man is locked up 3 pages. So I disappeared. And somehow up the spiral stage, and I was there. And I was, you know, and the scene went on. The old man looked baffled when he saw me. So, anyway, next day, the actor I was chatting to, he said, I didn't know you could levitate. I said, levitate? He said, yes. Last night you heard your cue, and then I didn't see you. Your feet never touched the ground. You levitated.
You never moved so fast.
Another time at another theatre, it's where, you know, the Bush Theatre. Again, it was too small. You couldn't go around behind the scenery to come back. So what the actors, if you had that kind of situation, you had to walk downstairs, push the door open, and you are in the street.
I love the sophistication.
I love actors. Oh.
You know, and then you are out in the world. No more theatre magic. Then you walk around, you go through the pub and upstairs, and you're ready.
I remember.
And you're ready for your entrance. One actor, I believe, he, you know, finished the scene, went down, opened, and there were the shawarma shops, you know, and the bus stop. And a bus came, and it was his boss.
No.
He hopped on it and went home.
No, really?
And then people, they discovered that he'd gone home.
Oh my God.
They rang him up. They said, what do you think you're doing at home? You're at the beginning of the next act. Get to a taxi and come back.
Oh my God.
Oh,
so he took his cue from a bus to go home.
Did you ever get distracted by the kebab shops, Dad?
I had, you know, many a meal there.
Oh, I miss that theatre. So many good plays.
Yeah. But these are two memories which still tickle me, and I want to talk about them.
Oh, God, they're brilliant.
They're lovely.
Brilliant memories.
They're lovely. I thought you were going to have eaten a kipper under the Royal Court for a minute.
We went from the kipper to the Royal Court to the bush.
I love the journeys you take us on.
Yes. It's memory, isn't it?
Yeah.
In it.
We love it. Keep giving us your memories. We love them.
Oh, they're great.
Cheers.
See you for Skype pub later. Skype pub later.
Have you noticed my hair's washed?
I haven't. It looks really nice.
It looks incredibly fly away.
Very 80s.
I do. I feel like I'm sort of in It's a Sin or something like that.
It's a sin.
Please stop saying. Okay, well, there you go. That was an extra bumper, long, double extended, 15% free, more for your money, top notch Sunday show.
I hope you enjoyed it.
It was long.
And don't forget, in the family guest area, every Tuesday you get Mark cooking live as well.
And I promise
around 6:30, so don't miss it.
I promise I'll keep my clothes on this week. Yeah. All right.
Love you.
Bye.